Yo, what is up, everybody? Your boy E-Man from the Unscripted Sportscast. From the Unscripted Sportscast. Coming at you with another edition. Welcome to the Average Joe Sports Talk Network. And took a little bit of a break this past week. Decided to do a show today on Sunday. Got a really work week busy ahead of myself, where I'm going to be busy doing some after-hour stuff after work, where I got some meetings and stuff that I can kind of break away. We will be back with another Cigars and Sports here shortly. This week or next week, but had some challenges. Baby boy's birthday last week. Landed in my youngest landed in emergency surgery on his birthday. Long story, but he's good. He's home. He's chilling. He's back to his normal self. The good thing he started his vacation, his summer vacation early here in Florida. School ends next Tuesday, and he got a doctor's due to his surgery. He had himself a doctor's note that he doesn't have to go back to school until next year. So. Like I said, but then also this past weekend, another big milestone. One of our matriarchs in our family, 80th birthday, big family celebration. We Cubans, we have a big ass family, bro. So it was a lot of people. Good to see all my cousins again, which we don't get us together as often. So busy personal life with good things and bad things, and also work things. So, but this week I wanted to start on Sunday, man. Let me go ahead and do it on Sunday instead of Monday. Tuesday can't get on. Let's see what happens next week. Hopefully I get on there. And I want to get it started, man, with a big elephant in the room. Y'all know I'm a Knicks fan. And this series I called Knicks in 6. And I'm not going to bow down from that. First and foremost, I think the Knicks were the better team. But they were not the team with the biggest heart in this series. And that was the Indiana Pacers. I dislike the Pacers with passion, right? I'm 47 years old. I've been watching Knicks basketball since like in the 1990s. Actually, 1990 was the first time I watched a Knicks game. And that was my squad. I grew up in Brooklyn before the freaking Nets. The Nets are not a New York team. They will be remembered as a New Jersey team. And I've been through the good times and the bad times, the horrible times, all the 90s era basketball that we made a couple of NBA finals, right? We couldn't, get to the end. This time we fell short. Once again, not ashamed to say it. And the lack of success, right, of getting to the promised land. It sucks, dude, that the Knicks again fell short. And not because the other team was much better, because I don't think the Pacers were better than the Knicks. However, the Pacers had the bigger heart, and the Pacers wanted it more. Bottom line. If none of the Knicks fans want to hear this shit, but it's true. The Pacers wanted it more. The Knicks ran out of gas. They didn't run out of gas. They did not want it more. They did not. They were not hungrier than the Pacers. All right. Our championship was beating the Celtics. That's pretty much where everything was left behind. The heart was left behind in that Celtics series. Because first and foremost, you cannot play Knicks basketball with the amount of turnovers this team had in the playoffs, especially in this series. It's insane. Last night, we got our asses kicked, and rightfully so. We were not faster to the loose balls. Another horrible game of lack of taking care of the basketball, 17 turnovers. Indiana had like 23 points of those turnovers. You know what I'm saying? You can't win like that. You can't win like that. Mikal Bridges, look, he's been solid. I've been giving him props. He's been playing defense. But last night, he had nothing. Nothing. He was an empty, crappy-ass gas of tank. Nothing. I don't even know what he was. Not a guy that was worth 5 picks. And we know that was just a complete overreach. But he hit himself at 5 turnovers. Went, 6 from 9 from the field, 15 points, 2 blocks, 4 assists, 1 rebound, nothing. The man had nothing. OG was the only and Cat kept us in the game. I know Anthony Carls, Towns, he's soft and all that kind of crap. But look, this guy was a double-double machine. 22 points, 14 boards. Don't expect Karl Anthony Towns to be the man of a team, right? He wasn't the man in Minnesota. That's why they drafted Anthony Rich. What's his name? Oh shit, I can't think of Ant-Man. So yeah, that's why he's not there anymore. Jalen Brunson, again, he's a hell of a player, probably one of the best, most clutch players the Knicks have ever had. But at the end of the day, he's a small guard. There's so much wear and tear this man can have through a playoff series, and that showed up. Turned the ball over 5 times. Whatever he's done through this series, he is the best player in the Knicks. But the great players just don't do it for half a series or 2 series. The best players, they do it for the entire damn playoffs until they win the championship. Let's hit the chat room real quick. Oh, my man Jim, my other half of fan of the van, my boy from Fan of the Van, my other half of Cigars and Sports in the building. Bridges worth 5 first rounders. Yep. Hello, testing. Testing. 1, 2. There we go. I think the mic is working now. All right. I think it should be working now. There we go. Thank you, B. McCormick. I appreciate you, buddy. It was working when I started the show with Jim. I don't know what the hell was. I started earlier and Jim commented. So, but thank you. I appreciate it, buddy. Thank you. Thank you, B. McCormick. Sorry for the technical difficulties, man. I don't know why. I tested everything before I got on, but my audience, I appreciate you guys, man. Thank you. B. McCormick is in the house. It's been a minute. What's up, buddy? All right. Getting back to this. Again, we probably missed this, but I think the Knicks, lack of heart, lack of deepness, the fact that they did not take care of the basketball, which is a huge, huge part of playoff basketball. That's pretty much all into one. And again, look, I know Tom Thibodeau kind of at the end started expanding his rotation, right? Going deeper into the bench with, Shamet and stuff like that, but too little, too late. Like I said, Mikal Bridges, not worth 5 picks. Did not play like a guy that was worth 5 picks. All right. So that's kind of where we're at. But also, we also understand that, Karl Anthony Towns is not a franchise player either. But however, he's a good piece. He was a double machine. I'm not angry at him. That zesty bastard. All right. So with that being said, the Knicks have to do some changes. They have to do some changes. This is nice. This is okay. This is okay. They are going to make the playoffs again next season with the same lineup, with the same squad, but it's not going to be enough because every other team's going to get better. That Boston is going to reach for the sky. They're going to go crazy. All right. Boston is going to go nuts. Try to improve this team. They're going to go nuts trying to improve this team, and there's no doubt about it. And let me tell you what Boston is going to do. Boston is going to do what the Knicks need to actually do next season, all right, in the offseason right now, because the free agency season starts now. And this one needs to happen. Package Karl Anthony Towns and Mikal Bridges for the Greek Freak and try to find some draft picks. This guy in the lineup with Josh Hart, Jalen, OG Anunoby, and whatever we could add in preseason, our bench. Mitch can be the starting center. Is going to be what the Knicks need in order to get over the hump. Pretty much it. That's exactly what needs to happen. That's exactly what needs to happen, boys and girls. Bottom line. The Greek Freak needs to come to New York. And I think New York is now back to the level of attraction that can attract players of this caliber because of the success we've had in a couple of years. Jalen with this guy in the lineup, oh my gosh, man. I mean, Jalen doesn't have to do as much of the scoring load and ball handling because the Greek Freak can do it all. Actually, Jalen can even be more of a point guard instead of just a scoring point guard. OG, both sides of the ball. Surround yourself with more shooters because you're going to have a lot of guys that are going to play with the ball in their hands and kick back out. This is what needs to happen. Giannis, I would trade Mikal Bridges and Karl Anthony Towns for this guy because that's got to get him here. That's a great return on investment for the Bucks. Those two going in. Now, if you want to keep Cat, then you're going to have to bounce with Mikal and somebody else. The problem is that Cat is the piece that's the most attractive because of that old contract. So now we kind of depleted our round picks because we gave 5 up for Mikal Bridges, and then we gave him, I think, a pick or so also for Karl Anthony Towns in that trade with that sent over DiVincenzo and what's his name, Bridges and Cat for our boy the Greek Freak. It is what it is. Is what needs to happen and what needs to be done. You know what I'm saying? Paranoid right now. The damn sounds ain't gonna go out. Oh man! And with that being said, I got something else for you, man. We got to talk about this OKC preview here, and whatchamacallit, and OKC and the Pacers final. I got something to say about this, but before that, let me share this right here. Ready?
Good night, New York. bitch. Fucking screen full of bald people. You know that's penciled on. Fucking bald. Fucking bald. Bald. Fucking bald. Fucking stadium full of NASCAR
I'm bald too.
inbreds. Fucking need him in his tiny nuts. Look, fucking little dick prick. I put some fucking miles on your sister's turner last night. Go to the bank, take out a second mortgage on your home, download the Kalshi app, and put fucking everything on Oklahoma City. Cause this fucking sister fucker state ain't winning a championship. I'm putting my entire union pension on the Kalshi app right now and taking OKC for everything. This sister fucker state ain't winning shit. Good night.
Oh, that's wrong, man. My bad, dude. My bad. But that was funny as shit. It's so bad, man. It is so bad. Honestly, look, I am not hating when I honestly believe that this will be probably one of the least watched NBA finals. All right. And probably the history of the NBA. And I'm not just bashing this city, right? I'm not just bashing because it's Oklahoma City and the Pacers, a small market team and all that kind of crap, right? I'm not doing that. Not because it's a small market team, but however, the fact is that the NBA has been now tanking in the ratings for the past, I don't know how many years. The fact that New York, even though they haven't had the championship success, neither of these teams either. But having a blue blood team, because remember, the Knicks are a blue blood team, regardless of the lack of championship wins here, guys. They're one of the blue blood, one of the five families, Celtics, regardless of the Celtics and the Lakers. The 76ers. Teams like the Golden State Warriors, teams that have a lot of championships, right? Recent or historically. But the Knicks is the mecca of basketball, bro. Street ball originated in New York. The mecca of basketball is MSG, Madison Square Garden. So when the Knicks are relevant, the NBA gets ratings. The Knicks didn't make it. Guess what, guys? Nobody's watching this shit, man. No disrespect to the Pacers. No disrespect to Dollar Store Reggie Miller, Holly Burton. No disrespect to the MVP Shy. All right, their squad. It's a great story. Oklahoma City, big time. They ain't big market teams. They ain't big market teams, man. You got young players. Love Shy. You know what I'm saying? Halliburton it's it, right? Spicy P did it once already with the Raptors, right? Now this is his team. Let's get it. But the ratings are going to tank. It's going to be the lowest rated or least watched NBA finals probably in the history of this league. Not because I'm sour and I'm a Knicks fan. It's because it's reality. Let's look at economics, boys and girls. The NBA has been tanking now. They're probably going to stop airing games on Christmas because guess what? Who's taking Christmas over is the NFL. All right. They're losing viewership to the NCAA. Ain't nothing going on but baseball, but people are just going to tune out. It's not a big market here that's going to be tuning into these type of games. It's going out. Not hating, bro. Just stating facts and true opinions based on relative trends of viewerships. Small market teams don't do well unless there's a big market team in town. One or the other, you're going to have two of them. Yep. Get ready. Pacers Thunders. Low ratings. Loading at this moment. It is what it is. It is what it is. Oh, man. Moving on. Also, culminating this particular ending of the series of the Eastern Conference Final, deciding the last team to decide who goes where. We also had the end of an era. The end of an era, man. NBA on TNT. I've been watching the NBA on TNT, man, probably as long as I could remember. Been a Knicks fan, been a basketball fan now. Since like when I started watching basketball, I think it was 1990. And having watch, maybe it's not so much everybody, but just watching the games. Forget about the NBA on TNT with Ernie, Kenny, Kenny the Jet, Smith, and Chuck, Charles Barkley. Regardless of that being one of the greatest post and pregame shows and probably ever. It's a sad time because we're not going to see it anymore. I actually went ahead and I unfollowed NBA on TNT after last night in my X account. Because what's the point of following the NBA on TNT when last night was their last coverage? Long time. Always follow them since I had X in 2018. I think is when I first got the account. I think I followed them when they had a Facebook page as well. Been watching it forever. And it was, it was sad, bro. Shit, man. Shame on TNT for not keeping this product together. Probably tried, but it's economics, man. The NBA is a tanking league, ratings-wise. Return on investment on a huge contract where they want a lot of money for, but you're not getting the return on investment here. Yeah, they turn it. Did what a successful business does, man. Sometimes, when you're not making money, you're gonna cut bait, and that's what they did. Regardless of loyalty to the viewer, to the staff or whatever, they gotta put their shareholders first, man. You know what I mean? But with that being said, man, I'm gonna play with you guys. I'm gonna play you guys the endings here of each guy.
We look forward.
Each guy a little snippet of the NBA here. First, listen to Ernie. Saying his goodbye to the TNT. Wait a minute, we got Jim back in the house. I unfollowed Violet Myers because she didn't respond to my DM. Yeah, well, Jim, that definitely that's you. Absolutely. And rightfully so, Jim. You should definitely unfollow that person, whoever that is. I have no idea who Violet Myers is. But here's Ernie saying goodbye to the folks that have been watching for a while. John 3:16, awesome.
Look, the four of us, as you've already heard, the four of us are going to be together. Our production crew is going to be together. It's going to be that same bunch. We're still going to be shooting that show in Atlanta. It's just going to air somewhere else. And so the craziness that you've seen, the nonsense and the foolishness and the top-notch basketball analysis, all of that stuff's going to be on. It's going to be on ESPN or ABC next year, not on TNT. For that, we're sad. But I'm proud to say for the last time, thanks for watching us. It's the NBA on TNT.
Before we go, guys, let's do the mic drop.
I love Ernie, man. Ernie has been a guy that survived cancer, man. Has been in that trenches for like the longest out of all of them. Thanks for appreciate that. All right, there we go. Everybody go DM Violet Myers. See if she responds to your DMs. But going back to Ernie, and Ernie's a devout Christian. He lives with his faith 4 and 4 front, and it's pretty cool that you have a guy holding a John 3:16 sign right behind him. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if that was orchestrated or not, but that's got incidents, right? It is going to be the same folks, which is smart by ESPN to pay everybody and keep them together, and keep doing the show from wherever the studio they're doing it. So like that, these guys are comfortable. You don't lose any of the names that get such a high response to the NBA on TNT, which is these guys right here, Ernie, Shaq, and Kenny, and Charles. But even though it's going to be the same people and a different network, it's going to be a different show. I hope ESPN, watered down, politically correct, woke BS doesn't change this show. Because this show is one of the few sports, and especially in basketball, where the NBA just, kind of gets a little too soft, right? With all their political views and all this bullshit. I just hope that they keep it real because these guys always kept it real. They kept the basketball 98% of the time. You know what I mean? Chuck, who's vocal, right? Doesn't mind. He doesn't choose his words. He doesn't hide, when he feels something. He's not a PC kind of guy. And his takes are all very, very in your face, right? Legit, truthful, raw. Shaq is kind of the same. Kenny's in between. Ernie's a good dude. I hope they don't water this down and change this back to, what ESPN has come to do, which is not the ESPN of the 90s or any other shows. So, all right, let's move on here to the next one. Then we got the Chuckster. I don't know who we got next. I am happy they're keeping the band together, though. You know what I'm saying? I am happy they're doing that. All right, here next we have Chuck. We have Charles Barkley next. Hold on, guys. Let me put this over here.
I made one of the best decisions ever. I was obviously going to go to obviously, I got lucky and made one of the best decisions ever. I was obviously going to go to NBC. And a friend of mine, Michael Jackson, says, come to have dinner at Turner to make me look good. And these guys took me out to dinner. And after 5 hours, I had to call the great Dick Ebersol and say, hey, man, I'm going to change my mind. I want to thank Dick Ebersol for making me think about doing television. But I want to thank Mark Lazarus, who hired me, David Levy, my old boss, and Tara August, my best friend. She's been there for me the whole time. I just want to thank every single person who's been at Turner with me the last 25 years. 25 years. Some of these people have had kids. They come see us for their prom. They come back when they graduate college, and now they're bringing newborns in. So if you with people that long, they are your family. And I just want to thank everybody at Turner for the last 25 years. It's been an honor, and I'm grateful and thankful. And also to ESPN, it's going to be an honor and a privilege to work for you guys. You guys are the #1 sports network in history, and I'm excited for it. You guys got some tremendous talents over there. I'm looking forward to co-working with those guys. But like I say, man, I just want to say thank you to the NBA, every coach I've had, every player I played with for giving me this magnificent life that I've had. I am so lucky and blessed. I'm lucky and blessed. And I want to thank TNT. And even though we'll never say TNT Sports again, I want to thank TNT for giving me a magnificent life. Obviously,
I hope so. And I hope ESPN. Hold on, Jim.
I was obviously going to go to NBC.
I hope ESPN.
And a friend of mine, Michael Jackson, says, come to have dinner at Turner to make me look good. And these guys took me out to dinner.
I hope ESPN doesn't change Chuck and lets him work and say his shit. Like, I want to see him and Kendrick Perkins go at it on a segment on First Take. Or bring Perk at one of the pregame shows. Because I want him, destroy him. That's what the ESPN needs to do. ESPN needs to understand that what they have here is something that you don't mess with. You heard the expression, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. This shit ain't broken. What TNT had with these 4 guys, that's why they're bringing everybody back. They're keeping them together. Don't mess with it. Let Charles be Charles. Let Charles insult Stephen A. Let Charles insult freaking Kendrick Perkins. All right? Unc. Shannon Sharp. Molly, whoever. Jamel Hill. Put him and Jamel Hill on a show and let them go at it for the different political views. Or sports stakes. That's what ESPN needs to do and not mind the politically correct, watered down crap that they feed the public nowadays. But ESPN doesn't like controversy. You just got a lot of it with Chuck. And if you're smart, you let the man cook and do what he does best. All right, who do we got next? We got Shaq. We got Shaq Diesel. We got our man. No, actually, we got Kenny Smith. My bad. We got Kenny. I'm going to leave Shaq for last. We got the big Kenny. Let me see 1 second. I got to pause this one here because I get this double audio. We got Kenny.
To follow. Go ahead.
Tough act to follow, but it's bittersweet, obviously. You know, not just because us four are moving, but, you know, it's been a history that has been set by all of the people that have laid the groundwork behind the scenes, before the scenes, the game crew, the toss-back crew, Kevin Harlan, who rejuvenated the name The Jet. No one ever called me The Jet until I got back to TNT. You know, Craig Sager, who I shared an office with, who sat down with me one day and said, you know, this could be a career for you if you take this seriously. First person ever told me I was good at it. So miss him, his family. And, you know, like I said, we're gonna see each other, but the faces that you're going to miss, that you forget that they're every day of your life. This has just been a magnificent ride. And as Shaq said, we ain't coming to fuck around.
I hope they keep that mentality. I hope ESPN. What's up, B-Mac? Thanks for letting me know everything was muted, bro. Appreciate it. I don't know what happened there, but thank you. Like to see you on the platforms where I could, you know, post your stuff. Jim, won't happen because ESPN is soft. Look, I agree with you. They're soft and, you know, woke as hell. But, you know, if these guys really, again, they got to let them cook. They got to let them do what they do best. And then they ain't going there, like he said, to go fuck around. And I hope so. There's a lot of opportunity for ESPN to kind of turn this whole ship around because it's a sinking ship also, by the way. They're losing on every venture they have. Oh, he said, oh, look, still got your jersey, Jim. Haven't had time to get it out for you, but he promised he's going to get it to you, brother. Damn, B-Mac is going to get there, bro. He's a man of his words. Oof. There you go. USS, baby. But yeah, look, Kenny Smith is right. They're not going to fuck around. I just hope ESPN doesn't fuck around and kind of censor these boys. Let's see who we got next. Last but not least, we got the Shaq. We got Shaq Diesel, baby. We got the Shaqster here, man. He's about I think he went in there. He went before Kenny. My bad.
It's been a great run. It's been an honor. Chuck, I love you like the older brother that I never had. If you say something, I will whoop your ass one last time on this show right now. Ernie, you came to my house in 1989, 1991. It's a big honor. It's an honor for me to be sitting up here with you. Kenny, the way y'all embarrassed us in 94, 95, you and Akeem, you taught me what it was to be a champion, and we're a family. I'm glad we're sticking together. And like I said, even though the name changes, the engine is still the same. And to that new network we coming to, we're not coming to F around. And since it's the last show, I'm going to say it. We're not coming to F around. We kicking ass, we taking names, and we taking over. Okay? I love you guys and I appreciate you guys, but hey, all right? Let me see that #1 time for the #1 show ever on TV. And we come over to take over that next network too. I'm the youngest here.
Yo, that's the right mentality. There we go. Audio, video. Appreciate that, buddy. Again, this is the top sports show out there, especially NBA sports show. And if ESPN is smart, ESPN doesn't mess with it. Let these boys, let these producers, let those four individuals there do what they do best. And that's spit NBA takes, analyze NBA games, which is they do it in the best in the business. And they do it in a way that's entertaining, straightforward, real, not soft, not watered down. You know what I'm saying? Not watered down. That's exactly what these guys do. ESPN, step the fuck out of the way. Let these guys do what they do. Don't water it down. Don't change a product that's working. Don't change a product that has been successful. But knowing ESPN, they're probably going to fuck it up. It is what it is. It is what it is, man. Shout out to these boys, man. It's been a long time. I am a fan of this show. I'm a fan of the. I've been watching the the NBA on TNT now for forever, man. Since I was a teenager, or like actually early. Man, it's been a long time, dude. I don't even know how long. I mean, I'm old as shit. I'm 47 years old, and I remember watching this from the living room, dude. You know what I'm saying? Watching this in my bedroom when I was in high school. You know what I mean? Watching the NBA on TNT, the basketball games, the commentary. You know, Craig Sager, shout out to the man with the craziest suits, man. Best sideline reporters out there, right? You had him. You've had Hubie Brooks, man. Oh, Mike Fratello. I mean, everybody. There's so many people that you can't even name on the top of your head. You know, Marv Albert, the greatest NBA voice out there. Kevin Harlan right now said it best the night before. He worked with some great people. They've had some great athletes to do some commentary on the sideline, right? You know, including Reggie Miller, who I can stand as a basketball player. Great person as a basketball player. I can't stand. And shout out, I can't stand a fake ass. You know, I can't stand dollar store Reggie Miller, which is Hollyburn, but like him as a person, like him as a human being. Don't like him as a pacer. But there's been so many people, man, grace that network that were such great basketball minds. Some of them are even no longer here. And, you know, they sat there in the sidelines. Some called games. Some did sideline reporting, the pre and post game shows. By far, the best four doing it has been Ernie and these three gentlemen here. And again, I hope that the journey and their new home at ESPN is the same. Again, knowing ESPN's history, highly unlikely that they're going to let these guys do what they do best and don't change anything. If they're going to do something, just support. It's what ESPN needs to be doing. But they're a bunch of morons. All right, man. I appreciate everybody that showed up, man. All right. We had a nice, busy chat today. Live chat. Nice. I love it. All right, popping it, baby. We had a little technical difficulty, but we got through it. We got through it, you know. Me and Jim will be back with a Cigars and Sports soon. We got to get together. I know our schedules kind of got crossed this week, mostly my fault. He was off, and, you know, I had some, you know, stuff going on with family. But, hey, man, we'll get it together, man. Me and Jim always come through. We need to smoke a stogie, light up the air, and give you folks some real fire. You know, the most realest, illest, raw sports steak comes from Cigars and Sports with your boy E-Man, all right, and Jim from Fat in the Van. Thank you, everybody, for watching. We appreciate you all. We will see you next time, all right? Probably on off the cuff, something sudden. Let me see if I can fit another one this week. Thank you very much for watching. Your boy E-Man from the Average Joe Sports Talk Network signing out, y'all. Peace.
Yo!